Uh, Congratulations for being getting to the semis here. The thing is the time span since you played the last match in Lanka and you being here. I mean, do you think that a couple of days more would have been more, better off? You would have been better off for acclimatizing to the conditions as well as the wicket. Big game.
Yeah, I guess the conditions are probably going to be a little bit different to where we've been in Colombo, but I guess this stage of the tournament, everyone's played a lot of cricket. Even some rest days in between is probably more beneficial. Guys had a good hit out today, and I guess we watched the game the other night, which was a good, indicator on what the surface, will be like. And then, I think everyone will be ready to go for tomorrow.
Hi, Mitchell. So from 2016 to 26, India has been pretty integral to how you have shaped up in international cricket. How can you sum up that journey? And do you think that this team is finally ready with all the experiences in from the IPL and other leagues and your tours here? Do you think that you're finally there to just go through and win it?
That would be nice. But yeah, I think the more you can experience the conditions you're playing in, the more you learn from it, whether it's, international tour, IPL, I think, and the same for most teams. South Africa are the same, I've got a majority of the guys in the IPL played a lot in these conditions as well. So yeah, I think everyone's kind of pretty familiar with what you're going to get. Obviously it's, on the day what it looks like. It can change quickly, conditions can change, opposition changes. So I think, the teams who can go out there and do that the quickest put themselves in a pretty good position. And I guess our squad's been here a few times. But again, you get to semi-finals cricket, it means that you're playing other teams who are also playing pretty good cricket. And South Africa are obviously right up there.
And your personal journey from 2016 to now in India?
Yeah, they're not spinning as much as it was back then, unfortunately. But it's been a great journey. We always enjoy playing cricket in India. Obviously, the fans is one of the reasons why you play the game, and they come out in truckloads to watch in India, and it'll be, no doubt tomorrow night. Boys are excited for that. It's some guys' first, World Cups, first semi-finals, in front of a lot of people, so it's exciting.
At the back there, then Mr. Khan.
Mitch, the after the defeat to England, you guys sort of had the fate of your tournament taken away from you. So can you just talk about the experience of watching the Pakistan-Sri Lanka game, given how Pakistan began and then how Sri Lanka began, and then you had to travel here, like you said, after a long time in Colombo, and now Zimbabwe spoke about having to adjust to different dimensions and conditions. So how has that been like the last few days? Can you just talk us through?
Yeah, I guess we've had to do that throughout this tournament. Obviously the pool play, we're in Chennai and Ahmedabad, different grounds, different conditions, go to Colombo, again, very different. It was I guess the watching the Pakistan-Sri Lanka game was a pretty tough watch, pretty nervy at times. I had a few of the boys in my room and I had to leave because it was pretty tough. Pakistan also played pretty good cricket throughout this competition. Same with Sri Lanka. It's a very, fine margins at the end of the day, separating a lot of teams, especially, as we've seen throughout the tournament, there's been, potential upsets throughout the whole comp. So, and I think at every stage, the result is you just want to get through to the next stage, whether it's the first stage, obviously Super 8, and now it's semi-finals. It's it's one game, and you can potentially move on. So again, it's, we're here now, which is ideal. But again, we know we've got a challenge tomorrow against a very good team.
Mr. Khan and Firoz.
Yeah, I am Zafar Ali Khan from Sana 24/7. We are in India. We are having Festival of Colors, which you play colorful game. And what would be the role of each Sodhi to contain markram?
Yeah, I guess our uniform's not that colourful, so we might have to jazz it up a little bit, wearing black out there. But yeah, I've been around in India for a few times. Whenever there's festivals, it's great to see. Hopefully we can put on a bit of a show tomorrow night. And I think, I guess we're looking at the wicket the other night. It was pretty flat. I think there's still a role to play for the spinners, also seamers, and I think the ground dimensions as well plays a massive part in conditions. Sri Lanka, we had a big side for both those games, where you can try to get hit to that side, whereas a little bit smaller here, a bit more central. So again, it's adapting on the fly. It's getting in and out of overs as best you can and trying to restrict a very good team, to a score.
Hello. Actually, you have been for a long time in India, and just before you started the game, you almost weather conditions, dew, everything is very well known to you, and the same advantage is both in South Africa and with you also. This pitch is very dry pitch here, and what you will be planning as a toss here, whether you will go for batting first or chasing here?
Yeah, I think this time of the year it's probably not as dewy as it is for IPL especially. I know IPL you tend to just bowl first because then chasing it's pretty hard to hold on to the ball. So, we got intel back from the other night, West Indies India game. It looked pretty good wicket. A little bit of dew second innings, but I think it's whatever you do first, you do it well, you put yourself in a pretty good position. West Indies, if they could have got 200, it might have been 210, different story. But then I think it takes one man, Sanju, to take that game away from West Indies. So it's a very balanced game. So I think either what you do at the toss, if you do it well, you put yourself in a pretty good position.
Mitch, there's a lot of talk about South Africa and it being, potentially their time, and of course there's always rhetoric around South Africa and historical narrative. But for you guys, you also want to win a World Cup. Could you just tell us about what it may mean to you and how you see the narrative in New Zealand versus the narrative in South Africa?
Yeah, I guess it's probably two teams that have been in and around it for a long time. I guess we know the heartbreak of South Africa 2 years ago. I think, again, they're playing some very good cricket, as they've shown throughout this tournament. I guess the only unbeaten team. And, we've been playing some decent cricket as well. So I think, I guess it's whoever turns up on the day tomorrow, whoever, assesses conditions the best they can. We know South Africa are going to be a threat, as they've shown. And we're just going to go out there and try, put some pressure on them at different stages of the game. And, they're going to do the same for us. So it's... I guess you're not quite there, especially not quite a final, but it's still a massive game, and you can do those things well for a long period of time and see what happens. But South Africa are very well balanced side, as we've seen throughout this tournament.
Last few questions, guys, please.
Yep. Part of it was asked by the lady. You watching South Africa and your campaign in this tournament. South Africa beat both you and India, and probably the favourites at the moment, and you have sort of stuttered but arrived at the semi-finals. How do you see this position? Do you feel like an underdog, or it's just another game, another day, and you have your chances?
Yeah, I think it's whether you want to call it the underdogs or not. I think for us, it's everyone's goal with that throughout the tournament is to get to this stage. We're here now and we back ourselves, on one-off games against, most teams, being able to adapt as quick as we can to what's in front of us. South Africa look like a very good outfit, as they've shown. And I guess they're in the same boat as us now. It's one game and you're into a final. And it's going to be the same for India and England. So, I guess conditions have changed a lot for us where we've been. Chennai's Ahmedabad, Sri Lanka, and again, we're in Kolkata. We haven't been here before. We'll address conditions tomorrow and see what it looks like. But I think at this stage, it's just a knockout game, and that's it at the end of the day. And whoever really turns up is going to get through.
Sorry, guys. Last few questions. Tennis, the gentleman in front and then facing at the back.
Hi, Mitchell.
Sorry, 1 second.
Car park. Is that car park? Pay the ticket, eh?
Hi, Mitchell. I was wondering if there were any specific lessons or learnings that you guys have spoken about through the week from that first game against South Africa.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess the Ahmedabad surface was a good one, and South Africa have a lot of power. I think the power play for us with the ball was, where they really got away to a flyer. I guess every time you play, we haven't probably played the perfect game throughout this tournament, and I guess that's a good thing for us. I guess if we can put it all together, it put us in a pretty good position. But I think there's no real hiding or secrets about what South Africa are going to bring, and them for us. We know they're going to probably roll out the same team, and a very good team at that. And then I guess for us, they probably know what we're going to do as well. So again, it's all up to, I guess, the surface and adapting as quick as we can. But you know, we know if you can get, you know, into that top order, but their middle order packs a lot of power as well. So it's, you know, it might not be trying to bowl them. It might be trying to get in out of overs and you know, trying to, you know, it might be 180 is a good score instead of 220. But I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, I think, you know, they have kind of all bases covered, and that's why they're undefeated in this tournament.
Yeah, hi Mitch. How difficult is it to focus ahead of a game as crucial as the World Cup semi-final when you know that certain teams have been stranded in this country, they're unable to fly back, there's a crisis in a part of the world? How difficult is it to focus on a game of cricket in this situation?
Yeah, I guess it is a challenge. I mean, it's, you know, everyone's not too far away from the news, whether it's on your phone or the TV, and you're kind of seeing what's going on. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're pretty safe here, and you know, we have a massive game tomorrow. So it's, you know, it's what we can do today is prepare for this game tomorrow, and then, you know, go out there and try to put on a bit of a show for people who come out and watch some game.
Final question.
Hi, Mitch. Is Matt back into your team? Just a query on that. Also, are you happy just being underdogs? I mean, good for you that you're underdogs. You can just.
Yeah. Well, we've had that tag for a long time, so we're kind of used to it. Matt is currently in the air and is landing tonight, so I guess we'll see how he pulls up. It's obviously quite far away, New Zealand, from here, but you know, he'll obviously have a little run around in the morning, see if he's ready to go. So yeah, hopefully he's good to go.